This is my audience. My name is Laikyns and I'm going to be talking to you about Invisible Children. Invisible Children is an awareness group that was made to bring awareness and stop the LRA in Africa. The LRA is an army that abducts and abuses children, and then they go and force the children to become soldiers. The group was founded in 1987 by a man of the name Joseph Kony. He formed the LRA, also known as the Lord's Resistance Army, as a movement to fight for the interests of the Alkali people. Joseph Kony is a man whom many people in Uganda fear. Since 2004, Invisible Children was founded by a group of people when they noticed that all the people who were in fear of Joseph Kony. Invisible Children exists to bring a permanent end to LRA atrocides. Joseph Kony is said to be a distant cousin of Alice Laikyns, the natural successor of the Holy Spirit movement. Alice Laikyns claimed that the Holy Spirit had ordered her to overthrow the Ugandan government because they were treating the Alkali people of the north unfairly. The government wanted none of that, so they exiled her. Because Joseph Kony was distantly related, he then became the leader of this movement. In 1986, he decided he wanted to change the name to Lord's Resistance Army, also known as the LRA. Kony initially stated that the LRA's mission was to overthrow and rule Uganda based on the Ten Commandments. He was not getting much support, so out of frustration, he started to abuse children. He abducted them and turned them into killers and sex slaves. What had started as a rebel movement to end the oppression of the North became an oppression of the North itself. Joseph Kony's tactics were, and still are, very brutal. Kony's LRA had kidnapped more than 30,000 children for use as fighters and sex slaves in northern Uganda. Most of the time, he forced children to kill their parents and siblings with machetes or blunted tools. The children are often required to kill their own parents, so they'll have no homes to return and go back to. Kidnapped boys also serve as targets and traps, sent to the front lines unarmed whenever the Ugandan army engages the LRA. He abducts girls to be sex slaves for his officers, and then they become their wives. It has been said that Kony has over 60 wives. Kony told the children he had spiritual powers. He brainwashed them to think he was a great man. He told them lies and manipulated them. Today, the Ugandan military has been attempting to catch and kill Kony, Africa's longest-running armed conflict, but they never end up getting the job done. The LRA is composed of several bands of fighters that are spread across the area, roughly the size of California. Some of the groups have limited contact with one another but still answer to Joseph Kony in the LRA command structure. Kony received a lot of attention in March 2012 when a document titled Kony 2012 for the campaign group of Invisible Children was released. The intention of this production was to draw attention to Kony in an effort to increase United States involvement in the issue. Because of all the awareness and global efforts to stop him, the entire fighting force of the LRA has been reduced from approximately 1,000 at the end of the Juba peace talks in 2008 to an estimated 300 in 2012. The Invisible Children does 4 main things to stop the LRA. The first is through media. They create films to document LRA atrocides, introduce new audiences to the conflict, and inspire global action. The next topic they address is through mobilization. They mobilize massive groups of people to support and advance international efforts to end LRA atrocides. The Invisible Children's Inc. also protects. They work with regional partners to build and expand systems that warn remote communities of LRA attacks and encourage members of the LRA to peacefully surrender. Last but not least, the group works on recovery. They work to rehabilitate children directly affected by the LRA and invest in education and economic recovery programs in the post-conflict region to promote lasting peace. Invisible Children exist to bring a permanent end to LRA atrocides. After all these children have been put through, there needs to be a stop to it. Child soldier is not a word that belongs together, and the Invisible Children people are doing so much to make sure that this gets put to end. This poster has been sent around the world to aware the people of all the destruction that Kony is causing, and that's my visual aid. And this is my audience. Woo! Good job, Laikyns. Thank you for watching.